Hello there. Can I see your ticket? Oh, you don't have one? No problem. Just hit the subscribe button below. Come on in. Hi everyone, DFG here, Gideon's Flight. Hey guys, I just wanted to take a couple of moments and talk about the current crisis in Venezuela. So hear me out. Don't rush to judgment. Don't run away from the conversation. You know, intelligent people want to know. And here is something that I think you should know, something you should consider, something you should think about. Now, when you look at the situation with when you think about the conversation that we have had, okay, I'm going to say we because some of you guys have shared your comments, and I absolutely appreciate them with me in regards to EMP and the grid going down, and and you've heard me talk about being prepared for a major crisis. Food, water, ammunition, weaponry, medical preparedness, things, first aid kits, etc. And, it would be kind of strange for anybody to be talking to us about this kind of stuff without any type of connectivity. I mean, okay, I hear what you're saying, but why are you even saying it? Why are you even talking about this, Quanto? Why should I trust and believe that, there's a need for those things? Are you just pulling this stuff out your butt? Excuse my language. All right. Well, that's not vulgar, but you know what I mean. Okay. I digress. Well, why are you bringing this up? Why are you even talking about this? Well, here's why I'm talking about this. It's because the situation with Venezuela is a prime indicator that something is about to happen, guys. And, for you guys who don't know the total situation with Venezuela, there's a serious crisis going on over there. Some of it is humanitarian crisis. Some of it is, it is a major humanitarian crisis. But what a lot of people are not aware of is what's the motivation for that crisis. How did that crisis come into existence? I want you to take a look at that. Okay, can you see that? All right. Here's why I showed you that. The reason, first of all, the president of Venezuela, Maduro, was elected twice by the people of Venezuela. No different than we elected Obama and we have elected Trump, and Trump may get reelected. Their political system is very democratic in terms of the people and the majority ruling as far as who they want to represent their country. Well, his government is built off of the platform of Hugo Chavez. And Hugo Chavez was the president of Venezuela, I guess, I want to say about a decade or so ago. He died from cancer suddenly because he was in conflict with the United States and other Western countries because of the fact that he took and he nationalized the oil that Venezuela has. Venezuela has the largest oil reserve in the world. And when Chavez took over the country was in shambles. Corruption, the elite in the country was pretty much stealing all of the resources, selling it off, to the highest bidder. And the people in Venezuela were extremely poor. And Chavez changed a lot of that. Now, he pissed a lot of people off in doing that because whenever you make a regime change, I'm saying that right, then you're going to take money from rich people. You follow me? But in this case, if the rich people are stealing the money from the poor people, then I don't have any sympathy for the rich people. I mean, if you're going to steal from me to enrich yourself, then don't expect for me to come back and say it's wrong that wealth has been taken back, from you. And so what Chavez did was when he nationalized the petroleum in the country, then a lot of the elitists who were stealing the oil and selling the oil for them to enrich themselves, obviously they started all kind of protests and uprising. And between the Obama administration, the Bush administration before Obama, they pretty much created a very, very hostile environment for Chavez. They even created a coup and had the man kidnapped, Chavez. And the United States did this. As I always tell you, don't take my word for it. Just a little Googling you can find, not just a little fact checking, you can find this out. And I could do it for you, but I'm not, because if you're truly interested, you're going to go on your own search. And, if you go find out for yourself, then nobody's convincing you. You're convincing and influencing yourself one way or the other. But anyway, Maduro's political campaign, sorry about that, guys, is very similar to what Chavez's was, nationalizing oil, using the oil for the people. Well, obviously that doesn't work for countries who need oil. The number one consumer of petroleum is the United States of America. We consume more oil than any other nation on the planet. And China is soon to replace us. And here's where the problem, so let me pull this together for you. Here's where the problem exists. China has invested in the petroleum in Venezuela. So has Russia. China has already made it clear to the United States that if they should resolve whatever's going on in Venezuela peacefully. You've heard Bush, if you listen to him the other night in the State of the Union, implying that he will send troops in there. Well, there are 30 million Venezuelans. And Venezuela is a lot of jungle area. If we would even get engaged in a war as a nation against Venezuela, a lot of American soldiers would die. My son, in the United States military, life would be at risk as well. So I'm not outside talking about this from a, sideline perspective. My family is in the game. And I'm going to talk about this, okay? Because we've got skin in the game. If I lost one son, because of his service to this country. And I have no problem with his service. I had no problem with him being a soldier. That's what he chose. I respect his choice. And I understood why he made that decision. But I'm not okay about losing another son behind corporate greed. Because at the end of the day, the Guaido administration, who is the guy who Trump talked about the other night, that they put in, he wasn't elected, the United States pulled the guy that they trained in the United States on how to overthrow governments. That's true. Go look it up. Put him in play and say that this is the new president of Venezuela. That would be like someone going and get, Elizabeth Warren and say, you know what? We like Elizabeth Warren better than Donald Trump. So even though you guys elected Donald Trump, selected Donald Trump, at least voted for him, for Donald Trump, those who did, we think Elizabeth Warren needs to be the new president of the United States until we can find a better one. Now, no one in the United States will tolerate that. Yet, this is what the United States has done in Venezuela, or at least attempting to do. Well, they've done it, but it has not been successful because China is there fighting against it. Russia just sent 400 military advisors to Venezuela to integrate into the Venezuelan army. Russia has already sent, as I mentioned to you, ordered some bombers over there. And so the long and the short of it is that the situation in Venezuela could lead to a military confrontation between the United States, China, and possibly even Russia. And Venezuela has already said nobody's going to invade their land without them fighting back. That's what Maduro has said, the president of it. And I don't blame him. That's what Trump should say. If someone talks about coming and invade this country because they have something that this country has that they lack or don't have enough of, and they want to come in and just take it by force because they need it, although I'm not a forever Trumper, I will be behind Trump defending this or defending that right. And I think all of us would be, by the way. That's all Maduro is saying. You're not going to come in here and steal our resources from us to enrich Chevron, Halliburton, Exxon. And now, of course, Britain has got in, so BP, petroleum, France. It's funny how all these oil-starved countries, Western countries, have gotten in and inserted, this Guaido guy in, to steal their resources. He's going to be their puppet. And what he's going to do is privatize the petroleum and then let them, bid on the oil. I'm talking about the United States and its Western allies. Now, if you think this is not true, then go back and Google Mike Pompeo says, that privatizing the oil from Venezuela will benefit American petroleum companies. Just Google it just like that. And you can, I help you out. I shouldn't help you out because you should do your own homework. But you'll find out Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State, that's exactly what he said, Pompeo. All right, so this is not an exaggeration of the fact. This is just conversation, dialogue from me to you. Because if a war was to break out, and China has billions of dollars invested in Venezuela, because yes, they do want Venezuela's oil. I'm not going to deny that. But they're buying the oil. They're not supporting a coup to take the oil. They have paid for their oil that they're getting from Venezuela. So has Russia. So yes, they want the oil too. But they understand that if you want something that I own, you got to pay me for that. You can't go get your bullies and then come in there and just say, well, I want it. I'm not going to pay for it. I'm taking it. I'm going to have a problem with that. And I think any of you all listening to me, you would have a problem with that as well. So what potentially can happen if this thing continues to go down this rabbit hole? And by the way, the crisis in Venezuela is because of the sanctions that the United States, and with Obama first, now Trump, have been putting severe sanctions on that country, where they can't get food, they can't get medical supplies. They're struggling with like gas, oil, water, all those things because of the sanctions. That's why it says Venezuela, a war of Venezuela made in America, because we are the reason that country is in turmoil right now because of the sanctions and severe sanctions we've been putting on that country now for about 6-7 years. That's a fact, guys. You're not going to hear that on Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, or those other channels. And I'm telling you guys, go look it up yourself. Come on, guys. You're smart enough. Do it yourself. Don't let me be the guy, running around here talking about something and I don't know what I'm talking about. No, validate it for yourself. Check. That's exactly why there's chaos in the street. They're fighting in the street. That is exactly why people some Venezuelans are supporting Guaido. Because United States, that it says that if the people allow Guaido to come in, United States guy, then they would release the sanctions on the country. Well, I thought that I thought that the country was in chaos because of the poor leadership of Maduro. Because if it was Maduro poor leadership, then how would putting in Guaido and us relieving sanctions would resolve the problems in Venezuela? I mean, they talk to us guys like we're idiots. I'm serious. I mean, our government, both sides, of the government talk to us like we're a bunch of idiots. And it's so disrespectful and so offensive. And sometimes it's just hard for me to stomach that as an adult, with just the natural, just basic ability to ration, how they would just insult my intelligence, insult your intelligence by telling you lies, misinformation, half-truths, to be able to do something to another country that none of us, as true-blooded citizens of this country, would stand for somebody doing to us. And there's the old saying, love thy neighbor as thyself. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. For you guys who are listening, gals, ladies who are listening, if you believe in the golden rule, then you can't walk away. You can't turn your head to this. You can't just look at it, well, I don't care, da. No, you're a hypocrite if you do that. And I'm not calling you a hypocrite. What I'm simply saying is, let's not drink the Kool-Aid. And if China gets in this thing becomes a full battle. The first thing China, Russia are going to go after is the electronic grids. Then we're at where I started. You follow me? Blackouts. Millions and millions dying in the streets in this country. Concentration camps, FEMA camps, etc., etc., etc. That's why I talk to you today about the crisis in Venezuela and why you need to be thinking about it and looking, because the clock is almost midnight. Thanks, guys. Love you.